Even though I don't have an exact birthday, Jason Furious Styles was born in 1957 in Los Angeles, California. Now, I found that out when I found out Trey was 17 years old from being a senior in high school, and Furious saying that he was only 17 years older than Trey. Now, Styles grew up in LA, and when he was a teenager, he was hanging out with the wrong crowd. Now, a lot of them were addicts and gangsters, down to robbing and shooting people. Now, in 1974, his friend Marcus wanted him to join him, but he told him he wasn't about that life because he was about to have a baby with Rita Devereaux. Now, in 1975, he joined the army and went to Vietnam. Now, I don't know if he was in the Vietnam War or just Vietnam in general. Now, if you know anything about the military, the army is usually the last branch to go into the war zone, but even so, if that, the final American of the war was in 1973, so it's no way in hell he was in Vietnam unless he did some type of magic trick. Well, I'm assuming that he only did 4 years because he said the army is nowhere for a black man to be. I'm assuming he didn't want a black man to join because of the racial tension back in the 60s and 70s they was facing. You know, even though the civil rights was passed in 1964, there were still crimes against blacks in this free country of the United States. Now, as time passes on, him and Rita Devereaux splits up. Now, I couldn't tell you the real reason, but that's probably what led him to smoking cigarettes. His smoke of choice is the Newport Shorts. He seemed like he got his head on right. Might be a little demanding at times, but I don't see nothing wrong with a positive person. Now, he was so positive that he seemed like he teaches for the brotherhood of the Muslim nation. He knows our American tests are culturally biased. He don't eat swine. And he pushes his son from the cop trying to talk to him because the cop disrespected black people. Is it just me, or does Fears look like he'll take the lead of a household? He owns a house. His address is 5918. Now, I will admit, I did a little cheating because I do be searching. Now, I be looking through every inch before I do some research because these blogs out here, they like really be lying. But I found out that the full address was 5918 Cimarron Street. Now, I found that out from listening to the police get a call to Vermont and Normandy. That's like a 35-minute drive, so that means they was like really short-staffed. Police don't really cover areas that far apart in them big cities. Now, rumor has it that sometimes the crime rate look good in LA because there weren't enough police to record the crime rate. God damn. Now, Furious started a financial business service where he offered real estate loans, auto, home, and life insurance. Now, in 1984, something traumatic happened. His son was steadily getting in trouble, so he had a deal that if he ever got in trouble again, Trey would have to come live with him. And guess what? He did. Now, he ended up taking a man, he got some house rules for Trey. Clean the bathroom, his room, and water the lawn while he pays the bills and take care of Trey. LA is rough, so you know you gotta have a piece with you. Now, how about a Colt Python 357 Magnum long barrel? You know you had to use it, right? Well, check this out. Now, one night a guy broke into the house and Furious reached out for that bad boy. Pause. And he shot at the burglar 2 times, but he missed. Put 2 holes right in front of the door. He probably hit somebody across the street. See them bullet holes? But all jokes aside, Furious was a good dad, and he spent time with his son. He kind of like taught him some things. Now, you can see Trey tell his friends that his dad was taking them fishing. To bond, when they were fishing, Furious let him know that he was a leader and his 3 rules to becoming a leader.
I got it. Always look a person in the eye. 2 words, to never be afraid to ask you for anything. And last one I think was, to never respect anybody who doesn't respect you back. Is that right?
Yeah, you got it.
He even taught him about his sexual life, making sure that he was getting ready for these women out here because he would be a teenager within 3 years. One reason I knew Furious was an investor father is when Chris and Doughboy got arrested. See, now Styles' actions was looking kind of off because of the concernment of what his son was seeing. Now, he was swaying back and forth, putting his head down because he told them that they were going to end up like that because they ain't had no daddy and they were going to end up the way they were going to end up. And there you go. Actions speak louder than words. Now, September 1991 rolls around and he's still a positive role model. Now, looking at the calendar lets you know that it's indeed September. He even followed Furious' behaviors. Check out when he answered the phone. Who does? Now, Rita checked Trey, and when Trey passed the phone to Furious, who does?
Who this? Oh, hi, mama.
Who this? Hey.
But real world talk, I'm telling you, man, these kids out here, they watch you and they watch the dirt that you do in this world. Kids will mimic you. Keep them kids' head in them books, man, because they are really, really watching you. If you're out here twerking 24/7 in front of your daughter or doing dirt in front of your son 24/7, he or she is going to try that straight down the line. Anyway, he showed his son some responsibility in the world by teaching him that he's going to have to be independent out here. So his son got a job at a clothing store. You can tell because he told Reba to stop buying him things all the time. He got a job. Another thing about Furious, all the women wanted him. Brandy's mom, Doughboy's mom, even probably the girl that used to hang out with Doughboy. Now, can you imagine Furious and Brandy mom, Trey and Brandy all living in the same house? Yeah. But hold on though, that is kind of crazy. Both in-house and both of them going to college across the street. Damn, them some goals. But in actuality, Furious sends his son off to college and Furious is still single. So ladies or gents, shoot your shot. Now, in some sort of alternate universe, there's another Furious Styles, and I just know him as Pops. He also got a son named Trey, sorta, Ashtray. Now he teaches his son that he put food on the table just like Jason, but this food is a candy bar. Now, I ain't gonna front. They both got a serious similarity. Both the house is dirty as hell. Now, Pops got some house rules for him too. There's no smoking my weed, no drinking his liquor, and if any hoes come up in this house, make sure I them first. Now, remember the role models I was talking about? Yeah, this might be one of them situations. Pops always came through with that negative advice. But Ashtray was with his mom until he was 18, so that might don't count. You know, he probably got his mama ways. Ashtray got some house rules too. He got to organize his Pop's Matchbox cars, do his homework, organize his Sega Genesis cartridges, and at nighttime, you got to cut the hair on his balls. Pops let it be known his mama take care of him, while Furious had to fend for himself. Pops charged $13 for a haircut, and Furious did it for the free ski. Pop's still in school. I don't know if he getting his GED or he didn't graduate or what. Like, Pop's out here wilding. But you gotta remember, this is confusing because for some reason, his son is older than him with the 18 years or older, but he's older by his son by a couple years. I'm confused. I'm going to bed. I'm out. Peace.